Hello everyone, let's look together at the Gardener's Idea book by Proven Winners. In here I like the color combinations. In the bed here at the back, it shows the red and pink together and with the coleus at the back. And in this container, it has the pink and orange together. They're both really pretty. The grass here is the Gara. Really pretty. In here, we have different containers for shade. I like the shapes and sizes, various types of containers. This one looks unusual with the square base and the round foot. Different leaf size and contrast. The classical pink and purple and light pink. In here we have the explosion of colors in the front yard. I love the tropical feel that this gives. These are marigolds, coleus, and here there's some Capricorn. This is the Gomphrena, truffle pink Gomphrena, really strong plant. I grew it last year, I loved it. In here there are different caladiums, really pretty leaves. In here we have the hosta of the year, which is Empress Wu. I grew this hosta. I have two of them and I like it. It's a really big hosta. It grows 3 foot 4 inches in height and 5 to 6 feet wide. Mine is not as big, maybe you grow later bigger. And the perennial of the year is the Heuchera or Coral Bells Wildberry. Really pretty color. In here we have the Coral Bells, different colors, and in combination of the hostas. With leaves like that, you don't need flowers. They are in bloom all the time, the leaves. In here we have different shrubs. This is the rose of the year, Ringo All Star. The hydrangea of the year is the Limelight Prime. And they said that there's no need to stake it. The shrub of the year is the Hibiscus Rose of Sharon Purple Pillar. Really pretty flowers. And the flowering shrub of the year is the hydrangea Let's Dance Can Do. A reblooming hydrangea, and it said that it doesn't matter when you prune it or if you prune it at all, it will bloom regardless. And here we have different house plants. I love the house plants. I live in Canada, and for us, having house plants is having some green for yourself in all those winter months. In here they have the atrium collection, the work collection. Here is a bathroom, choice of plants. This is the low light. Which of course the ZZ is right there. In here they have this trellis, which I've seen it before and I love it. I like the idea that you can frame a view with a trellis like that, and it adds more interest to your garden than the ordinary trellis. In here they talk about how to maximize a small space. And it's true that if you have more plants, and especially if you use the vertical gardening, you can make a small space look larger because you create different rooms and you are using the walls basically, not only your floor. In here, they're talking about an office with a view. Really pretty cool, yes, and potato vine. In here they are talking about bringing your office right outside and work among those plants with your laptop. Wouldn't that be fun? In here they are talking about the greenhouse reimagined, when you can actually have a good time in the greenhouse. In here they have a pretty carpet and it's a place to have a coffee and be among the plants. And I can totally relate to this. It's so nice in the spring when it's really cold outside. It's like living in a different zone in there. It's like 10 degrees higher than outside. For me, it's like my happy place. In here they are talking about plan a bird-friendly backyard. And in here they show the birds. And here is the woodpecker and the hummingbird and of course the cardinal. And they are talking about what to provide for the birds. The food, the water, the shelter. And what I like the most is to provide them shelter. They said dense deciduous and evergreen shrubs like arborvitae, juniper, elderberries, in addition to tall grasses, provides them with a safe place to hide. And in my garden, I like to see the birds all the time living in my shrubs. It brings me so much joy to see them hiding in the shrubs and perching in them and eating. And here they are talking about pollinator friendly. They have the echinacea, and this one is called one in a melon. It has such a nice color. It almost feels like you want to eat it. And the butterfly bush. The natives, they have the phlox, opalescens luminari, and the invincible hydrangea. I never knew the phlox was native. Here is the allium, serendipity allium, and the Weigela Ooh, verde. I like the leaves on that. And I grow a gel. I love it. I have a few of them. And they even have interesting leaves. Very good producers of pink and red flowers. The flowers for shade in here, they have Shadowland, Miss America, Hosta, and the Mizzy Sweet Spire. I grow this one and I like it so much. In here we have the Deer Resistant, which is the Brunnera Jack of Diamonds, and the Sprinter Boxwood, the Cole Hardy, the Cat's Pajama Nepeta, which I don't have and I want. And for the drought tolerant, they have the Sedum, which I grow the Sedum Autumn Joy. I have a lot of different sedums that I grow. I think it's one of the most versatile perennials. And this one, it's so pretty that it has those pinky flowers on the dark color leaf, which looks gorgeous. And here is the magenta chiffon Rose of Sharon, which looks like a rose. In here they talk about resolving the sun-shade dilemma. When closer to the house you have shade, and then at the front you have sun. And they said that that happens in the north-facing exposure. In here they have the Parade of Perennials, which I love this kind of collection. When they tell you what it's in the early season, and then in the mid-season, and in the late season. And in here they have the chart of what is in the early season. In here they have the succession of the shrubs, which I also think it's very useful to follow. So for the early, they have the Viburnum double file, which I love, and I grow. In here we have azalea, lilac, mock orange, and forsythia. For the midsummer, we have the rose, the hydrangea. This hydrangea is called puffer fish. It's so puffy. And here's the spirea, really good, reliable plant also. In here for the late season, they have the butterfly bush, which in my zone 6, it almost looks like it's dead in the spring because it dies back. And then for me, it's blooming later in the season. And the Rose of Sharon. And here is the hydrangea. They have the Firelight. I have the Quick Fire. That's kind of similar. I need to get in here, when you look into your beds, it kind of gives you an idea of what are you missing in each of the beds and what you might need to get. For me, I have in the spring a lot of plants that bloom, the bulbs, and then there's that tiny gap until the summer all explodes. And I'm always after filling that gap with the plants that they're for late spring, early summer. And here we have a lot of them for the late spring. Some roses, some lilacs, viburnum. And that is the book. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.